All right, all right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with
my proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
ladies and gentlemen. Wait, what?
What is going on? Where's my video?
That?
What happened to my video?
I don't know. What is that?
I don't know. My camera just is like freaking out for some reason.
It was working just fine before we started.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Foretales podcast in collaboration with Taurus Comics and Fourth Wall Productions proudly presents the what episode is this?
87th.
The 87th episode of the Foretales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva. I'm your
Wow.
host, Danny J. Quick from Fourth Wall Productions. Um, Next to me is the green glamour of Taurus Comics. Kyron, well, he would be next to me if he wasn't having
I
technical difficulties. All of a sudden, I don't know what's going on. I'm telling y'all, we did pre-show checks, and everything was working fine.
everything was
Everything was
working
working
fine.
perfectly fine.
I'm
And
gonna
now
I'm gonna drop out and drop back in, see if that
you're gonna
helps.
go out and come back in. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll fill the time. You know how I do. Uh, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? What's going on, everybody? So I'm live right now on Twitch, uh, YouTube, the TikTok, on the Agents of Geekdom Network, and we got a good show ready for y'all. Yeah, he did. He must have broke it. He must have broke it because I don't know what happened. Uh-oh.
Oh, what the hell is
Hey,
that? What is going on?
that was a video montage. Oh no, you got hacked. You in the Matrix, Kyron.
It's like it's
You
trying to
are
work itself out too.
you are in the Matrix, bruh. Hey,
This reminds me like like a 90s music video right now.
bruh, absolutely. You
Okay,
got some kind of Nah, this is what it usually that's what it usually looks like when they have the people in the rooms and they're trying to program them. Like they got their eyes they got their eyes taped open and they got them in a room and they're making them watch like clips of thousands of things trying to program them into a certain mind state. I mean, if that's what we got to do to get people to watch the show, I'm yeah, like like a Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
If that's
But
what we got to do to get people to watch the show, I mean, I'm down for it. But hey,
can you hear me though?
I can hear you. I can hear you just
Okay.
fine. I can't see you though. Yeah,
This is stupid.
you still
All
got the
right.
main. You wanna do it without the video? Well, and then when you take your video down, it disappears.
I have no idea what's going on. This was working,
It
no
was working
issue.
just fine before you hit the start button, and now we're 5 minutes into the show.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I don't know what's going
it
on.
some sugar booger. That's what it is.
Some
All right.
sugar booger, booger
Booger
sugar.
booger. Booger sugar booger. Oh,
The best brand,
whatever it is, it's good. It's
the
super
best
good.
brand in the world. Yes,
All
Kyron's
right.
computer is definitely on that coke. Um, William
Me and
Withers,
Tony
what's up,
Montana.
man? Good to see you in the comments. Um, on TikTok, we got the nerdy geek life in here. Uh, he says log out and log back in, or just turn the whole computer off and turn it back on. That seems to usually work. What's
Yeah.
up, Justin? It's good to see you in the comments. This week we got a young creator, a new. Well, I ain't gonna say young and new. He's got a couple of titles under his belt now, but it's always great to have some new talent in the indie community, and if we can get Kyron's situation figured out, we'll get him on here. We'll
Well,
get
I
him on
mean,
here.
I can bring him on. That's no problem. You want to talk to them? Whoa,
Now,
Hey,
now he's sideways. What in the world? What is
whoa,
going on?
what happened?
whoa. All right, is that better?
That's
Okay,
much better.
okay.
Yes.
I was
Okay,
about to say, what is going on with the show this week?
can y'all can y'all
You
hear me?
know,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
no,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you fine. I know what happened. I know what happened. I logged in early. I never log in early. And this is what happens when you log in early. I got here early, on time. I got my stuff prepared,
Boom, fixed it.
the right place at the right time, and then all of a sudden the show just messes up. I need
It's
to
like
just come
Nope.
a
5 minutes
weird
before.
butterfly effect type thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I need to just show up 5 minutes before we start, like I usually do, and then
No, I
everything will
know
be
what
fine.
happened. I know what happened.
What?
It's because you're using that fancy new microphone. That's all it
That's
is.
that might be,
That's what it
yeah.
is.
See, I done came in to dang on to talk and try to do more with the podcast. I'm trying to actually do what I'm supposed to do, and we done overloaded the show. Welcome
You
to the show.
flexing out here with your fancy professional microphone and just messed up my computer on the other side of the country. I was like, damn.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it
Technical
goes.
difficulties. You gotta love them.
All right.
Absolutely. So,
So Gerald
Gerald
Goodwin.
Goodwin, welcome to the show.
Hello, all. How are we doing this morning?
Not good, apparently. We all have an
Aside
issue.
technical difficulties aside,
We good. We good. Glad to have you on, man. Uh, glad that you can join us this morning. For anybody that doesn't know, Gerald is a writer. He has a book out called Kairu, right?
Kairu, Slayer of Kaiju. This is my baby right here.
Nice.
Hopefully, you guys can see it real good.
Yeah. I have a
Absolutely,
actually
man. Thank you for coming on the show.
I have a
So
picture here that I can post up about it real
Yeah.
quick.
Okay. Awesome. Yes, there it is. That's way better. See.
so we were told last week we had a guest, the one and only Mr. Kevin Chapman was on, and
Yes, that's my dog Kevin.
he said he's been bringing you up in trying to bring you up in the comics industry. How is he? How's he been for you?
You know what? So I'm gonna tell a funny story. So I met Kevin years ago at a local Comic Con,
Hmm.
and you know, I pull up to his table and I'm like, "All right, Afro Avenger. That's a dope title. I appreciate it." But low key, I can kind of like because like see when I'm really interested in something, I'll ask an inquirer and you just ask a shit ton of questions. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But because I'm passionate about what it is that I'm focusing on at the time. And low key, I can kind of tell that he was annoyed, but being like the great gentleman that he is, he stuck with it. But I could just tell like there were like times in his facial expression like, oh my god, if this kid doesn't shut up. But
Kevin's always annoyed though, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's just his normal face.
resting annoyed face.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it was a blessing for me because I was able to see and look at like a comic that was made, by local talent, and it low key inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been a storyteller. Um, Back at the wee age of like 6, I was writing. I wasn't publishing them, but I was writing and drawing comics at the age of 6. But I just didn't know how to like do it professionally, so to speak. Obviously, because I was a child. But looking at that as a reference,
Hmm.
that really helped kickstart and jumpstart my drive even more. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
That's a common thing
Nice.
that I see with a lot of creators, like especially black creators. Um,
mhm.
we go to these comic book conventions and we see people doing the things, and it might not even be something that you thought you could do. Like it might not be something that you ever thought of doing before, but then when you see somebody doing it, you're like, oh shoot, that's a possibility for me. Can I want to do that thing, and it's
It,
always good to have inspiration.
it's
Oh
like you're
yeah,
saying
oh yeah.
representation matters, Danny.
It's like I'm saying that without saying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell?
I picked up on that low key too myself.
All right, so let's talk about your book. What is it about this that you wanted to make this into a comic book?
Or
Well,
do you call it a manga? Because I've seen you call it
Oh,
manga
true.
on your Instagram.
yes,
That's true.
yes. So it started out as a manga. Like I wanted to try manga style with again like these. So the illustrators that I connected with, you know, my first dog, his name is Jacob Herring. He was the first illustrator, and however, the thing about it is, Jacob's his schedule, just came, just became too busy over time, and so now I'm working with my best friend, which is a blessing, because just a year ago, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I got a friend that drew all the time, and I'm like, hey, you want to do a comic? He's like, sure. His name is Ramon Morales.
Okay.
So now I don't even want to. I don't think it's technically a manga at this point. Now it's like more so like a traditional, like standard, like I guess American comic per se. You know what I'm saying? But yes, it did start off as a manga. To answer your question,
Okay. And
I
for
love
anybody
it.
that hasn't read the book, can you describe it to them so we can know what we're getting into?
yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So essentially, it's about to give you like the brief synopsis. It's about a boy that attains this alien suit via this alien abduction scenario. Very, very comical alien abduction. Alien abduction. Holy cow, I'm tired. Alien abduction scenario. And there's a lot of the story. It doesn't take itself too seriously at all. I mean, there's a lot of comedic elements in it. So while they're trying to abduct this kid, they're slipping on like his toys in the room. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had submitted those pictures a little um, earlier in the week to like, give you the pictures that I'm talking about. But they're slipping in like toys in the room. They're like, you idiot, watch what you're doing. And then, in the midst of them arguing, he wakes up and he's like, what is going on here? So he tries to, run out the door, and then they capture him. And then at some point after that, they, of course, they abduct him, but they're not like doing like any weird, creepy experimentation on him. They bestow to him like this suit, like, hey, here's this suit. We think you're worthy of trying this suit on, you know. So obviously, there's implications that they have like this um, plan down the line, but he doesn't know it at the time. However, he sees the suit like, yo, this is cool. This is dope. It's like it's nanotech, it can transform, it can shrink and or expand along with his body. So again, he's able to become giant and slay and defeat these kaiju threats that are running rampant in his nation.
Hmm.
Okay, so the kaijus were there before the story started. So the kaijus were already a
Yes,
problem.
yes,
And
yes.
Okay.
okay.
So in issue two, so issue two is like a slight origin story. Well,
Mhm.
there's scenes in there that kind of like aid in like his background, so to speak. It's not exact. It's not exactly an origin story, because an origin story will probably take the whole issue. But there's clips that actually assist with like his backstory, and I wanted to ultimately tell a story about someone who had PTSD slash survivor's guilt,
Mhm.
Hmm.
because we learn in issue two. I don't want to give you the whole details, but like we learned that Kairu, he's just experiencing these atrocities happening to him. He's seeing people get, murdered and just like torn to shreds by these kaijus. And he makes it out alive, but he's not able to like do anything at the time because he doesn't have the suit. So fast forward a couple scenes later, and we jump right back into him with the suit in the midst of this epic showdown. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I wanted to include kaiju's and giant monsters in my title because is what I'm passionate about. But I also wanted to make a story for I believe the common reader, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, are kaiju's
So,
the only real threat in the series?
No, but I don't
uh-oh.
know if I want to get too deep. Okay, so there's a certain alien species that you'll find. down the line as the issues progress, there's a certain alien species that reside deep in the unimaginable fathoms of space that are planning and plotting and scheming low key.
Hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, so to answer your question, no, they're not the only threat, but we do have to also take into consideration that there's aliens do exist, in this reality or in the reality that I created. So yeah, you got
Okay.
to keep your mind open about that as well.
Gerald, I got a question from TikTok. The Nerdy Geeky Life says that he loves the world building and the PTSD inclusion, but he wants to know what year time period does this take place in?
You know what? I'm glad somebody asked that. So honestly, I wanted to purposely not address a specific time frame because I didn't want to risk, I guess, dating myself. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I just wanted to stick with what I consider to be most relevant. So we have. Let me also give you a little breakdown and/or dissection about his household background, so to speak. So he lives with two parents. He's the only child thus far, and all we really need to know is that he's trying to balance his life of going to school, which is parents aren't too thrilled. You can only imagine. He's a sixth grade boy. You know what I'm saying? They're not too thrilled about him being a superhero. In fact,
Oh
He's a
man,
youngin.
yeah, yeah.
super young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like we find out in issue 3 that his pops just straight up tells him, "Nah, I'm done with this." You know what I'm saying? But he finds a loophole on how to basically do like some Peter Parker type stuff and like sneak out into the night and still do the superhero thing. So as you can already imagine, like he's trying to balance, you know, the responsibility or
Yeah,
anything that he deems important in his heart, but obviously his parents aren't with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who really would?
Okay.
hey, I feel you. I feel you. All right. So how long do you see this Kairu going on? Is it do you got it planned for like a short run, like a manga would be, a straight up start, middle, ending, or do you want to do an ongoing series more like a traditional superhero comic?
Um, I would like to continue this. I would like to have this continue and/or expand as long as it could. I mean, honestly, I already have not trying to toot my own horn, right? Yuck, yuck. But no, I already have a decent following that is always they're always asking me questions like, "Oh my God, when is the next issue coming out? When's the next issue coming out?" So again, I'm not going to say that the interest is never going to die, but I don't foresee it like ending too soon. Like I can easily see this expanding past 10 or 15 issues at
Okay.
least, at least.
All right. That's a good run there. We have a question here from Mr. Chat Daddy TV. He says, "Ask Gerald who wins between Godzilla and Spider Man." I'm assuming this is an inside joke between the two of y'all.
He knows I can't pick. I
Oh.
can't. I love them both. They're both dear in my heart. He knows I can't. I can't pick.
Okay.
Cruel joke. But that's definitely a Kevin joke right there.
Kevin will do that to you. Kevin will make you
Yeah.
choose between your two favorite things and be like, one of them gotta die. That's all right though. That's all right though. So okay. So what about you though? So we talked about your comic. What was it that made you want to get into comics? I know you said that Kevin was your inspiration, but what were some of your favorite comics growing up? What were some of your favorite, anime and manga?
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you asked. So, no, because I always like to put people on in case they never heard of my favorite characters, right? Even though pretty sure everyone's heard of this character. So, back in the year 2002, you had this awesome movie called Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. And, my pops took me to see this movie, obviously. I was a youngin', obviously. But after I seen that film, like, is like my entire perception of the superhero genre was just like changed in a big major positive way after that. Um, after that, I started finding myself like writing and drawing, obviously like little kid comics more often after that. Spider-Man was everything. I mean, he still is. I mean, in my opinion. And then, of course, when it comes to like manga and anime,
Mhm.
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball
Okay.
all day, all day. I'm sorry. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, Drake," which I can't fathom why or how, but a lot of people will say, "Dragon Ball, man, it's got such shitty writing." I'm like, bro, have you seen the Namek saga? Have you seen the Cell saga? Like, come on now.
I listen. I'm one of those people. So I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z growing up, just like anybody who was watching Toonami back in the '90s and early 2000s loves
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z. I'm one of those people. Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, cool. But and this happens with all media because the stories are going to get better. The characters are going to be more in depth because they're going to base
exactly.
it off of things that they saw in past. So because Naruto came out and My Hero Academia came out, like when I go
Yep.
back and watch Dragon Ball Z, I'm like, yo, these stories did not have as much depth as I thought they did. These stories were not as deep as I really thought they were. They were just, I mean, it was
You
not that
can't
it was
compare the two
simple.
though like that though.
No,
I
yeah, you
mean,
can't compare the two. But when I'm trying to get my kid, I'm like, yo, y'all need to check out Dragon Ball Z, whatever. My kids are like, what? Like they're going back and watching. They're like, like this dude's powering up for 8 episodes trying to. I'm like,
there is a repetitiveness with Dragon
It
Ball where
is.
it's
There
just
is.
sort of just the
for
same
sure,
cycle of new villain. Everybody needs to get stronger. They defeat
yeah.
the villain over and over again. So there is a
Goku
It's
dies.
repetitiveness in that.
it's like
They wish him
it's like
back.
a transformation contest at some point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have this ultra
Mhm.
transformation. Well, where do you see my ultra transformation? You know what I'm saying? So
No, no,
yeah.
no. You need to see my super ultra transformation. My super ultra transformation 3. It's like, okay, all right.
Facts.
But that's where we get things like power scaling from. Like
Yeah.
when we grow as a society and we grow as writers and creators, like we realize, okay, there's a way to do those things that we loved in stories, but also give the characters, a little more depth too. So like with
Yeah.
Naruto, like the clans and like the philosophies that were behind each one of the villages and all of that stuff was pretty cool to me. And then you got my hero who's doing all of that stuff within like six
A shorter
seasons. Like
time
it's
frame.
See
like
now.
they're
See,
building
A
up.
much
I'm
shorter
glad
time frame.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Naruto though, because while I do like Naruto and I do invest some of my money into like some of the merch, like the clothes and like
You
I
about
got
to
I
get
got a
kicked off the
Naruto
show.
hoodie
Just to
somewhere.
let you know.
Um, I'm still in the early episodes, and the reason why is because like I hate soap operas. Like Naruto, like it does come off like a soap opera. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, oh my god, like honestly, Naruto is heavy on using like his talk no jutsu. I'm sorry, like we're the same, man. We the same. We here. And the villain is just looking at him like he's contemplating, and I'm like, really? Can y'all just get back to fighting? But again, it really just depends on somebody's taste. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you like. Like that,
Yeah.
but again, that's why there's still great anime that's focused on the fighting. I mean, people like One Punch Man and like I just started watching Hunter x Hunter last night.
That's
The
a good
kids
one. That's a
the
good
kids
one.
put me on. Well, I've been hearing people say, "Yo, this is one of the best anime ever." Whatever. Um, but so I just started watching it last night. But I'm getting into it. I can't tell what kind of anime it is yet, but I like it so far. So it just depends on just depend. And Goofy is saying One Piece is real. So it's one of them things, man. So
Yeah.
One
it's
Piece
good
is
to
out on
have
Netflix a
variety.
couple of days ago, man. It's actually pretty good.
You saw what?
One Piece. They just released it on
Oh, is that the
the
live
live
action
action just
one?
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna check it out because
And
I'm not watching. I refuse.
Kevin's in the chat saying Kyron's messing up three black dudes with glasses podcast. I get that. I did not want to wear my glasses right now. I just
And he was talking. He was just talking about changing the name last week, and then gonna
I
come on
know.
without his glasses. Get your life together, Kyron.
I'm sorry. It's just my eyes hurt. I didn't want to wear it right now. I don't have to wear it
you
all the time.
you want to know what's even sadder though? I'm so blind to the point where I didn't notice that until something was said about it. I just assumed he had glasses on.
That's terrible.
I did
Yeah,
have them on earlier, and I took it off. I was like, I don't want to wear it right now. So that's all.
gotcha.
That's all.
Yeah, I
Kevin's just
refuse.
noticing. Yes.
I refuse. Somebody in the comment, somebody on TikTok asked about One Piece. It's just too many. Like there's certain anime or
It's a
manga that
thousand
like after
episodes.
if I'm so late to it, I'm not gonna watch it until it's over. When it's over, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
But just like I was what was that Star Trek show? I love Star Trek, but
Oh
I
yeah.
was it was I it was 4 seasons in when I ran into the next generation, and I was like, when it's over, I'll watch it. And thankfully I did because it was great.
Yeah, I do that as well. I mean, especially since streaming is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right on the streaming app.
So at this
Yeah,
point, Danny just said he's never going to watch One Piece because they're never going to end that thing.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
it'll
They're
never be
never
over.
going to end that.
It'll never be over.
See,
Yeah,
and this is why I really appreciate being on like this live right now because like I love like the blurred community. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's great being able to like talk this stuff. I mean, speak about these things like with my fiance or like my family members, but like you can talk your head off all day, but like low key they don't really get it. They're like, oh, okay, that's Goku and he's trying to be the next Hokage. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? you can tell they don't really get it. So this is
yeah.
great. This is like a breath of fresh air.
Nice. Well, we do want to talk more about you, though. This is a podcast about you.
Yes.
So we're working on Kairu. Um,
Hmm.
Outside of that, what else can we expect from you?
At this point, I mean, I am currently developing a new script for something that has more traditional superhero elements as opposed to like something that's like a bootleg Power Rangers. But no, I am working on something, but I'm current. The title is in development right now. I can't really like give you a title, but like to give you a brief synopsis is about this. It's about this older black gentleman who is a superhero by night, and he works by day, but he's a superhero by night. But suddenly he's like all of a sudden he's suddenly like segued into like this random apocalypse. And see, and that's the thing. I love stories that have like a random apocalypse to it, aka Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying? So he's randomly thrown into this random doomsday scenario. And I just want to see how like his life will adapt and grow for the better and or worse in this apocalyptic scenario. So I'm also writing a story about that. It's in the making right now.
Okay. Now, outside of comics, you also do, which I was fine interested to find out, is you do something sort of like your own TED Talk in a way on stereo, where you just talk about random things,
Hey,
things like that.
yes,
What's
I'm
that
glad you
about?
brought up Sparrow. Awesome. So yeah, me and my boys, me and the Stereo Gang, that's what I call it. Especially with my man's Mark Caney, I'm giving him a real quick shout out. We cover a variety of different topics on Stereo, in terms of like anything relating pertaining to like geek culture, or pop culture. Sometimes every now and then random celebrity news,
Yeah.
sometimes news topics as well. But again, I don't really like news and politics, but that's just me. That's just me.
You'll get there. You'll get there, young man.
As I get older.
You'll get there as you get older. Like
Yeah.
I was running away from politics for such a long time, and now it's just like I should probably care about this stuff that affects my life a lot.
Yeah, we really
That's
need to talk
fair.
about how young this man is, though, because like he was
how,
talking
how
about his
old are
dad.
you?
His dad took him to go watch Spider Man. I'm like, damn it! I remember taking my wife girlfriend at the time to watch it.
How
It was
how old are you for real?
I am. You might as well say I'm 30 at this point. I'm pushing 30.
Okay, yeah.
he
Give
said he
about give
pushing
about
30.
six.
Like,
Give about 5-6 more years. You'll start thinking about politics in a different way. You're like, why am I paying all? What is up with the taxes?
I
Why
mean,
is gas so expensive? What is going on?
that's fair. That's fair.
Shoot, no.
But I guess. Oh, and that's that actually segues into another topic. So when it comes to Kairu, I notice a lot of creators these days, they insert a lot of, different political elements and or aspects in their crafts.
Hmm.
Me personally, so I just want to give a brief spoiler right now live. I mean, there's not really a whole ton of political symbolism and or themes in Kairu. Not at this time. It's really because I wanted to kind of purposely stay away from that, because I feel, and again, everybody has their own belief and or creed about it, but I go to comics to escape. You know what I'm saying? I go to comics to escape reality. I
I'm gonna
come to
say,
comics to be entertained. So
I hear you. I hear you, but I don't think you'll know if there's much politics in it until you get further in there. I think you. I think you're. I think we all write from our experiences
yeah,
and from what we enjoy, right? But we
hmm
enjoy different things, based on the way that we grew up. So,
yeah, yeah.
you know, some of your experiences may leak into your comics and you don't even know it. Like,
That
it
also
might not
comes
even
with
be intentional. You might get 10 issues in and be like, why is Kairu fighting against the police all the time? Why is this happening? What is going on?
but that also comes with more experience in life. As he gets older, he's going to experience different things.
Yeah,
So
these young
the
folks,
his exactly he's a young buck still. So his view on things are going to change as he gets older. So
Yeah,
give him the time. He's
that's fair.
You're like, you're
he,
gonna get 10 issues in and be like, wait a minute, what do the aliens really represent in life? I was actually writing philosophy all along. No,
he's like these
no,
aliens are so
it's
oppressed.
good to write.
It
It's
is
good to write
funny.
for entertainment for
It
sure.
is funny how the subconscious does work, though. So who knows? I mean, I'm not sure. I could be working on something right now, that's low key a message,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll come
And
across it 3 years from now. I'm like, yo, what was really going on here?
it's not really, and it's not that it necessarily will be political. It's just experiences like the stuff that people say is political in comics is really just good versus evil. Everything,
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything that has good versus evil in it can be seen as political because there's something that's good and there's something that's bad, and the good character is fighting against the bad stuff. So anything that we put out that has those themes of good and evil in it is going to be seen as political by somebody who's looking for it. So, you
yes.
know,
And
don't
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love to include and address certain real world issues and or topics. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like when
now you don't want to be too
a
heavy with it.
particular, I don't want it oversaturated, if
Yeah, nah, of
because I
course
feel
you
like
don't
it
want to.
takes
You don't want to
away.
lean too heavy
You
into
know
it
what I'm
for sure.
saying?
You want it
Yeah,
to be more subtle and not just right in your face.
yeah,
Thank you, thank
All
you.
right, we got you. We got
absolutely.
you.
Which brings me back to my next thought. I mean, ultimately, Kairu. It's a story. Kairu himself represents humanity, and I wanted to write a story that.
Political.
Yeah. Kairu, he represents humanity. I wanted to write a story that basically represented how humankind, when they put their mind to any obstacle, they can overcome it via using creativity, tenacity, and or strength. I mean,
Yeah,
the kaijus themselves, they represent um horrific problems or real world dilemmas in the real world. You know what I'm saying? This random kaiju attack, that can be a symbol for whatever problem that you want to categorize it as. You know what I'm saying? So I guess low key it does have
yeah,
certain underlying messages.
yeah. Nah, give humanity a giant mech suit and they can do anything. Yeah, that's the
heck,
that's
heck
that's the
yeah.
thing. All right, so now it's time for my favorite part of the show, quick takes. We are going to Gerald. If you've never seen the show before, quick takes is a rapid Q&A session where we
Ask you 5 questions about politics.
five
Okay.
questions about politics, and you got to answer them off the top of your head. No, no.
I was ready though. I was ready.
Who you voting for? No, I'm just playing.
Man,
No, I'm just playing. All right. Go ahead, Kyron. I'm ready when you are. All right. So, I've done a deep dive into your social media, which is actually very fairly not. You don't really got a lot of social media that I could find, but
Mm.
I was able to find some cool stuff that you do, and I wanted to ask you, Danny, please change your picture. What picture?
Oh, and quick takes.
No, that is the picture. That is the picture. There will be no changing it. I want to get back to that size shoot and put on some weight since then. Anyway, um, yeah. So question number one. This is one that we ask a lot of creators the first time we have them on. Kyron's tired of this question, but I'm gonna keep asking it until somebody gives the right
Wait,
answer.
wait, wait, wait! Don't throw me under the bus. I'm not tired of it. I already know what the answer is going to
I was
be.
about to say, is he really low key tired about it?
I
No.
just know what the answer is already.
So, um, as creators, we all love when our stuff impacts other people, and
Yes.
I want to know if you could have. You know what? I'm gonna ask it differently. If you
Oh,
could
now you're
have,
gonna change it up. All right.
if you could have 100 people do fan art of your character, or one person do cosplay of your character, which one would you choose and why?
Okay, like an individual that I know personally. Um, ooh, I hate to show favoritism here. Probably be my cousin because he did this awesome illustration of my character. Like, and I actually spoke to him briefly. I'm like, yo, I need to put this on a shirt. This would actually be a really kick-ass shirt. So, maybe later after the show, I'll give you guys like a snippet of that picture because it's really awesome. But my cousin David White.
Okay,
Okay.
so your cousin do 100 fan arts over one person doing a cosplay. I love it. I love it. See, Kyron, that's a different answer than we normally got, right?
I mean, I was hoping it was different though.
Yeah, the answer is different because you changed it up at the last moment, though.
That's right. Got to change it up. Got to. Hey, even the folks on TikTok are choosing fan art now. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta,
We got to figure out a way to connect our TikTok to this because this is
yeah,
ridiculous.
we got to figure it out.
Like the only thing we
I
get on
love it.
Twitch is those random Russian people. Just
You're right. All right, question number two, Gerald. 10 years from now, where do you see yourself in comics or manga?
10 years from now, and again, this is assuming we live in a perfect world. 10 years from now, I imagine Kairu, Slayer of Kaiju, will probably be at a point where it finally um, gets its feet wet in terms of animation, be it like some type of YouTube cartoon, or hopefully an animated cartoon on maybe per se, fingers crossed, Cartoon Network. Hopefully, you know, we'll see.
Nice.
Hopefully, we can expect like some type of Toonami debut. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there are a lot of up and coming animation studios coming out here too. Yeah, so hey, we're doing it. That's a great possibility. All right, now this is the real. This is where we really find out where your allegiances lie. Okay, question
Ooh.
number three. I want you to tell me who wins between Afro Avenger and Kairu in a battle to the death
to the
and
death,
why.
only to the death. Come on now.
One of them got to
Oh,
die. Who's winning?
I mean, do any of them receive prep time?
Receive what?
Do
Prep
any of
time,
them? Yeah,
like Batman prep time.
yeah.
No prep time. No prep time.
Oh,
Just running up on each other
well,
in the street.
honestly, you know what? I mean, since because his suit is nanotechnology, and like honestly, it can like fold and expand, at will, and it's basically a suit that can do any and everything. I'm gonna give it to Kairu. I'm sorry, kid.
Oh, hey, Afro Avenger's dead. Cairo kills
Mm.
Afro Avenger. Man, that's
But I've read enough. See, and that's why I asked about prep time because I've read enough issues of Afro Avenger. He's very crafty, very crafty.
he is a
So
crafty ninja.
yeah. So given the prep time, I don't know, but yeah, no prep time. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's an absolute miserable man because he can't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that. Hilarious. Okay, all
I
right. This
throw
is a new
Kendra on the
question.
bus.
Question number 4. Um, there's a new question I'm wanting to ask most indie creators and see what your thoughts on it. So, the indie community, we all support each other, and we all need support. So, what is something that you can do in the indie community to support, and what is the thing that you need support with the most?
Honestly, I feel that when it comes to support, which I already do this, but I feel like I can go ahead and purchase more merch and or material from certain artists, because and I'm still there's still some stuff that I'm sleeping on. I used to pride myself all the time in like supporting and buying and visiting certain sites from indie creators.
Hmm.
Now it's tricky. It's a little bit trickier because obviously I'm trying to like jumpstart my own brand, but I need to get back into doing that as well. And can you repeat the second question?
Time's up. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Nope.
never mind.
And if you want to
Never mind.
support, you can go to my website, saw comment. Wait, crap. No, my Kickstarter is over. Damn it. Never mind. Never mind. Forgot. Never mind.
Sorry about
No,
that. Sorry
no. It
about
was.
that.
It was. It was. What do you need help with? How you can help others, and what do you need help with?
Honestly,
He needs
I'm
money.
pretty self-sufficient, but if I'll always shoot. I mean, I always appreciate a nice share and a follow, you know what I'm saying? So, a little
Absolutely.
share and a little follow, that goes a long way.
It
Long
does
way.
go a long way. It definitely does. All right. So now is the climax of quick takes.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa. What?
If you don't
What?
know, we do
What?
it. This is the climax of quick takes. Is the fifth question.
Damn. We
The fifth
can.
question in quick takes
All
is
right.
the climax because
Mhm.
we all want to know what your top 5 is in something. So if you don't know, we
Let's
do it on.
go.
And I keep saying we because Kyron's always either in the comments or sending out emails or producing some way. So
Hmm.
we do another show called Top 5 Live where we do a top 5 list every week. So I want to get you, our
All
guest, to
right,
do
let's
a
go.
top 5 off the top of your head. And I want to know, what are your top 5 kaiju slash dinosaur movies?
Ooh. Whew. So many. Okay.
45
All right.
seconds.
All right. So top five that I would recommend to anybody would probably be
No, your
Gojira.
favorite.
Oh, my favorite?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Gojira 1954.
1954.
Godzilla King of the Monsters 1954. Yep. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019.
Oh, man.
Pacific Rim, the first one.
Pacific Rim in the
Yep.
top 5. Okay.
Kong Skull Island. And then of course Godzilla versus Kong. There we
Wow.
go.
No Jurassic Park?
I mean
Jeez.
don't get it
Don't
twisted. Don't get it
Since
twisted. I seen the 3D of Jurassic Park last week. Jurassic Park is definitely my shit. But I'm sorry, I'm giving you the goats.
Man. Okay.
mm,
All right. I thought for sure I was going to get one legit dinosaur movie in there.
Nah,
Um,
I got to give you all the goats. I'm sorry. And
all
I love dinos, but you know.
now I got to
right.
know, where does Land Before Time fall and all that? Because that's got to be like top 10, right?
Yes, yes, no, no doubt, for real.
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot.
Teach me fly?
I
No.
mean, man, they made like 20 freaking installments. Like I'm probably exaggerating, but damn.
Oh shoot. Body Wash says Land Before Time, man. Hey. See, Land Before
Boom.
Time is one of the greats, man. I don't care
Boom.
how old you are. I don't care where you are in life. Land
Listen,
Before Time always gonna hit for
listen,
sure.
honestly, the death of Littlefoot's mother still traumatizes me to this day. So
Man.
like
Legit. Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin says 1998 Godzilla. That's one of my favorite. I
That's an
really
underrated
love that
movie.
movie.
see,
Yeah.
and he
That's
he did
underrated.
that he did that to, grind my gears. That
No,
that
I
that's a
really like
notch.
that
No,
one.
that's a good movie. And the cartoon series that spun off of that was actually pretty decent also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that the cartoon was top notch. That was elite.
Yeah.
absolutely. Man. Okay, man. Well, thank you so much, man. That was quick takes. Now we know a little more about you and we know we know how to grind your gears with that 1998 Godzilla. All right, Kyron. What are you doing? Kyron is not frozen. I don't know why he's trying to act like he's frozen
Uh,
because he's not. He's not.
Yo, I
I
dead
can
ass thought he
see
was
you.
frozen. I thought he was frozen. I thought he was frozen.
This
Honestly, I
dude.
was looking at something else and just got distracted real quick. My bad.
This
All
dude.
right.
This dude.
All right.
I did
Well,
like a little Dilophosaurus head turn, like, huh? Like, what's going on?
all right, Joe. Well, this has been a great time. We appreciate you being on. We want to make sure people reach out to you, buy your books, things like that. So, where can everybody check you out, either online or buy your books?
The best platform for that would probably be, for them to follow my Instagram at writer_man716. Again, writer_man716. Hopefully, you caught the Easter egg in the name. If you did, you're a cool guy. But yeah, writer_man716 is my Instagram. If you follow that, you'll be able to check the bio, and the link will be in my bio.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, Danny, since we're wrapping this up, where can people check you out?
Y'all know where to find me.
No, we
The
don't.
best place
That's
to
what I'm
go is
asking.
fourthwallpros.com, where you can get any issues of Ace Blade, King Supreme, and Lumberjacks. And if you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you?
You can find me at Saw Comic. Hold up, wait, that's wrong now because the
No,
Kickstarter's over.
it's
You
over.
can find me at tauruscomics.com. You can get all my books there. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, also at Taurus Comics. And this is your first time checking out our podcast, you can go to our website, fourtalespodcast.com. That's number 4, TALES podcast.com. Listen to our previous episodes, buy some merchandise, support us, things like that. And join us next week, same time next week, as we are going to have writer, who are we having on? Dave Tomasi on the show. He's going to talk about his comics. So hopefully you guys can join us in. But this has been fun, you
Ooh,
guys. Hope you guys have a great week. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and everybody, please take care of yourselves.
so long, folks.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.